You was released in 2018. No, not You. You, the Netflix psychological thriller series. We're about to dive right into the end of Season 3. Yes, it's 3 seasons already, so it's a perfect time to stop, catch up over the weekend, and rejoin us later if you haven't caught You. Be warned, spoilers, and good news ahead. Where did we leave off? What is love, and where did we leave her? Love Quinn and Joe, or is it Will, or is it now Nick? Joe, we'll call him, is a psychopathic lover who will never stop in the name of love. No, not the person. In the earlier seasons, he's become obsessed with an individual and will pursue them till death do them part. His latest obsession, Marianne, has recently lost her ex-husband and who is now an ex-pain in the keister. Protection is the main goal for Joe, and he'll protect the ones he loves the only way he knows: murder. You touched upon the influences in a young person's life and how it dramatically shapes their future. In this case, it's trauma and abandonment. Abandonment here is the theme of Season 3. Marianne is also an abandoned individual who raises her child to be nothing like her. Love, on the other hand, is the yang to Joe's yin, and recklessly and passionately kills, opposed to Joe's methodical and obsessive killing. We were left with many juicy loose ends that were neatly tied up. Sherry and Carrie are a couple who are locked in the cage. By the way, we love the cage. They're now on a world tour, so we hope to see them tour in Paris. There's a dead body in Joe's house, and a hot young teen, aka Theo, who has a lot to say about that dead body and Joe's connections with murder. New beginnings, loose ends. It appears that the loose ends at the end of Season 3 were neatly tied up. Sherry and Carrie escape the cage with love's hidden key. They go on to give a TED Talk about how awesome their relationship is. Their purple and green flag stratagem is definitely something you'd expect from a couple's TED Talk. Stop the argument at the start. We've also seen how Carrie has loved every iteration of Sherry, accepting that people grow, and the best thing for a relationship is to grow together. It does seem like these two are deeply in love and are traveling around the world in Season 4. The dead body, who is obviously Love, and Theo are tackled by Joe at the same time. He concocts a brilliant scheme to fake his own death and achieves it through dismemberment. Talk about commitment. The ending saw Joe expect Love's deceit and use her own medicine against her with the help of adrenaline, which counters the effects of aconite. Overcome Love by injecting her with a lethal amount of aconite, which he saw was being grown in her garden. He sets fire to the place, and the setting calls for everything to be tied up by everyone, believing that Joe is dead. We see Joe has escaped to Paris to start a new life with little hope of his past catching up with him. He's obviously in Paris because his new obsession, Marianne, said she would run away to Paris. Stick around until the end to hear the downright crazy theories that fans have come up with regarding Joe's new life. Marianne is possibly the longest obsession Joe may have, calling some to believe that this is his final obsession. This is due to similarities between You, the Netflix show, and You, the book by Caroline Kepnes. Book and parallels. You, the Netflix show, differ significantly from You, the book. Love is an excellent example of this, where she is not the psycho killer we've all come to, love. In the book, Joe also spends a significant life in prison, some say resembling the situation where his mother left him at a home for young boys. He resides in a prison for old boys. This doesn't occur in the show. However, Marianne is thought to be Mary Kay in the book. Mary Kay ends up alone with nowhere to stay, which seems like a very good premise for them to be in Paris, and Joe essentially forces them to live with him. The pledge is to be with Mary Kay, or Marianne, but not commit murder, unlike all of his previous exploits. However, in the book, there's a significant change which we believe the Netflix show will follow. There's definitely a lot of ground to play with, and something that will tie everything in together. We'll set the premise for this amazing theory. Joe reached a character climax at the end of Season 3, giving up his son, Henry, so that he doesn't end up as messed up in the head as Joe. Marianne also has a similar goal for her daughter, Juliet. Juliet has inadvertently already saved her mother's life in her encounter with Love, but we believe Juliet has a prime role to play in Season 4. Kids at war. In the upcoming Season 4, we see Nick, aka Joe, in Paris amongst various artwork, which are the primary things associated with Marianne. The coffee shop he is in is called La Chasseur Solitaire, aka The Lone Chase. Alongside Joe's son has aged since being a baby. He's now around toddler age, which ties into our theory. We follow the same premise as the book, aka Joe finds Marianne in Paris and forces her to move in with him, including Juliet. Juliet is known as Noni in the book, in which Noni mistakes Joe's interest in Mary Kay as interest in her. Yes, she is too young in Season 3, but as we've discussed, time has passed in Season 4, opening the doors for psychotic Juliet to enter, yes, the insane teenage daughter. Many fans believe Joe's past will catch up with him. We believe Juliet will make his past become a reality, aka the fake death becomes the real death. Juliet has the ability to make this a reality. The obsessed becomes the obsessee, leading to her own mother's death by her hands in an attempt to chase Joe. This opens up the possibility for Joe to return to Henry to value his fatherhood, which would obviously make Juliet extremely jealous, putting Henry's life in danger. This premise also opens up what we saw saw in Season 3 via Joe's mother. We got to know Joe more as a child and how trauma and torment can lead to some sadistic actions, all in the name of love and affection for his mother. In addition, the nurse who was kind to him was also in trouble, but Joe refrained. The writers could play on this as the desire to stop killing, but being haunted by the personification of his obsession found in Juliet. If Joe's stepbrother makes an appearance, then there's a real possibility for Juliet to target Joe's brother, or even become obsessed with his brother. Following in Joe's nature of moving on to a new obsession by the end of the season, we believe there were mentions of the true lone hunter being Juliet by Marianne's drawings of what looked like her being next to a wolf. Eagle-eyed viewers would assume the wolf is Joe, stalking Marianne. However, those familiar with the book may see Juliet being the wolf next to her mother, looking out of the paper and right at Joe, setting the stage for Juliet and Jake to continue the seasons, whilst tying in the theme of being forced into a killer role as a child will create a dramatic turning point that changes the adult that the child becomes. That's just our theory, though, with a playground of possibilities. Elusive Netflix. But these wild and crazy theories are exactly what make You so great to watch. Netflix is being very coy and not revealing much, which is more than can be said for other producers. Fans are left wondering exactly what is the relevance of Theo being left alive, and will Joe's past ever catch up with him? Or are we in an endless loop of obsession, season after season, where we see Joe be more and more meticulous in his work, or will we see growth and development, which we thought we saw this season? The only confirmation is that Season 4 will happen, and the actress who played Marianne, known as Tati Gabrielle, is yet to be confirmed for the new season, so who's to say we'll actually see her? And what of Joe's mother and stepbrother Jake? What relevance will that play in Season 4? There are also hints that the pandemic will play a part, and there may be demonstrations of domestic abuse, which became a harsh reality during the pandemic. What will happen if you obtain your obsession and can't experience anything else? The writers of the show, You, have diverged dramatically from the book, and we're thankful they're taking the show to different realms, not yet seen in literature, but damn do they do it well. But I guess we'll just have to wait and see what the next installment has for us. Hopefully we'll be able to watch it all in a weekend again. What did you think of our theory? What theories do you have about the show? Let us know in the comments.